Hi, everybody. It's a funny thing, belonging, isn't it? You can belong to a place because you feel safe there, because you feel at home, or because people you love are there, or because important moments in your life happen there. You can belong because you walk through the door on purpose, made a conscious effort to get to know people and get involved, or if you're more like me, you can show up with uncertainty and a bunch of questions and find that belonging sort of sneaks up on you. There are a lot of ways to belong to a community, and no matter which way feels right to you, you can find it at St. Anne's. I grew up in this church. I wasn't here at that Sunday in mid-December when the Passage kids sang and a bunch of little friends were exploring all around the front, but I promise you, I was that kid. I went to Sunday school, I crawled under the pews to the dismay of my mother, I sang in the choir, I got confirmed, and then I left for college, which is what's supposed to happen. You hope kids stay connected to their home churches after they leave, but you never really know. So here's another thing I didn't know when I came back to 10 years later. How do you be an adult in a place where once you were a child? How do you learn to belong in a new way, to take on responsibility, to be part of building the community that you took for granted when you were small? Awkward human being that I am, I was not very good at it for quite a long time. I eventually found my way by listening to what mattered to me and discovering where I thought I could make a contribution. I think my time with the Truth and Reconciliation Ministry and of this past year with the Vestry has already taught me a lot about the kind of belonging that happens when you're really invested in a place and its people. At this time of year, we talk about stewardship and why it's important. And I could stand up here and show you our budget, the line items that reveal the amazing things that this church is able to do with what you so generously provide. But I think I might stick with my theme of belonging and tell you that another good way to belong to a community is to find a way to care for it. That might be through financial contribution, if you're able, and it doesn't have to be an astronomical amount. Even a little can go a long way and do a lot of good. I'm gonna go off book to tell you that on Christmas Eve, I sat here at the late service. I happened to sit next to someone who is a serious volunteer at the St. Luke's food pantry. When he found out, we got to chatting, when he found out I was on the Vestry, he said, "Oh, please go back and tell the Vestry," but I'm gonna tell all of you, how much the St. Anne's contribution to the food pantry helped. They've had a really busy year this past year, a lot of need, and he wanted people to know that the contribution that we make makes a big difference. There's a lot of people in need out there, and when you contribute to St. Anne's, that money helps the goings-on at this church, but it also helps people who will maybe never set foot in this door, and that's part of what we do too. But you can also serve and contribute and find that way to belong through serving as an acolyte or on the welcoming team, or through joining the young adult ministry if you're a young adult, or through helping the grants or HR or facilities committees do the work they do. If you're at a crazy busy time of life and all of that feels overwhelming, don't worry, come talk to us. There are still ways you can be involved. There are as many ways to belong to a community as there are people, and probably a ton more. I know you'll each find the way that's right for you. Thanks.
Thank you, Katie.